Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I just want to share one lesson that I've learned in my young adult life. And that is I've learned and I am still learning to be patient with myself. You know how sometimes you're trying to achieve something, like you're trying to maybe for example, I'm trying to like start out to start out like a business or something, and I'm hoping it will make me so much money in the next 2 months, and and then I start out that business, and then I find that in the next 2 months I don't make as much money as I had hoped, and then that frustrates me, and I'm feeling like I have failed, and I'm feeling like, oh my God, you could have done better. What is this you've done? And all of that. And I'm beating myself up so hard. That's what I'm trying to talk about. How we act towards ourselves sometimes when we fail to do something as we planned and all of that. So first things first, I would like to say that it is good to come to a realization of how life works, how things work. I mean, understanding that when you plant a tree today, it will not produce you fruit tomorrow. Understanding that it takes time to build something. Understanding that Rome was not built in one day. Understanding that whenever you're trying to do something, there are certain things you need to work with to achieve that thing you want to do, to achieve a certain goal. And then also there are also certain external features that may affect whatever you're trying to achieve. Just having that understanding of the dynamics of life, how it works, how things affect each other, is very important, especially in the stages of life where you're building your life and trying to get comfortable and trying to establish certain things for yourself. Why am I saying it's important? Because I feel it is one of the first steps in getting to a place of having patience with yourself. Now, when I talk about being patient with yourself, I'm not saying be lazy or be like letting yourself off easily on anything, What I'm trying to say is do not beat yourself up too much because things did not go the way you hoped they would, A better thing to do would be to learn a lesson from a failure and gain experience to do better. So there are certain things in our society, in our lives, in the world that will make it hard for you to have patience. Worse off to be patient with your own self. Society's demands, society's standards, these unknown standards, these imaginary standards that everybody apparently knows, where at a certain age a lady should be married, at a certain age a man should have an established source of income, at a certain age you should have a fully furnished house, very independent. All those standards that society has sometimes make us to be hard on ourselves and to just push ourselves in an unhealthy way to achieve things. And then also comparing ourselves to other people and what they've achieved, and feeling like we are worthless compared to them, and just being in a rush to get to where the other person is, All those things really make it hard for us to be patient in life, and to be patient most of all with ourselves. And then also I've come to realize that when I am not being patient with myself and taking time to get things done, taking time to start out something, and just, really taking time to do things and get them done, I've discovered that I rob myself of appreciating what I have. I may be so focused to have a fully furnished house that in the now I do not appreciate that I have at least somewhere to sit, or I have at least a roof over my head, or I can afford my own home, I pay my bills, or at least I have a fridge, I'll be so focused on getting that thing that I want to get that I am blinded to what I actually have now, And being blinded to what you have now can actually make it even harder for you to achieve, because what you have now is what will help you to get to there. Like, you use what you have now to get to there, you know. Also, I found that failing to be patient with myself and just rushing myself to get to certain places will cause me to have crowded judgment, you know, like where I'm so focused on I need to be there that sometimes I cannot see how to best use the opportunities I have and the things I have to get there. I'm just in a hurry to get into whatever can get me there, you know. And that's why we find a lot of young people today can easily be scammed, can get into any random business that comes on the scene just to get to somewhere they hope to get to without actually thinking about it, and just get into a place where they're like, okay, this is a well-informed decision I'm making, you know. Also, failing to be patient with yourself will rob you of peace of mind, you know. And we know that if you don't have peace of mind, obviously na planning is avoid, you know. It will rob you of peace of mind. You will not be thinking straight per se. You will not be at peace. You just be in a, should I call it a frenzy? Is that the correct word? You just be in a, you know. Yeah. So learn to be patient with yourself so that you can have a clear head, you know. Learn to be patient with yourself to allow yourself to plan for things before you get into them. You know, learn to be patient enough to wait until the moment where you know you've put everything in place for you to start out a business. You've put everything in place for you to get to somewhere. You know, there are certain things, you know, preliminary things that you need to have before you start out certain things. I'm not saying don't start a business until you have a 50,000. No, I'm saying don't start a business until you have a business plan, for example. Don't start a business until you have a certain amount that can get you started. You know, don't such things like where you put all the necessary things in place before you get into it. Be patient enough to regroup, to research, to tell yourself, you know what, Toko, if you want to get into doing nails, sit down, get to research how to do nails, what products are people use, the prices that are on the market, blah, blah, blah. Get to understand those things and get to understand the basic things you need for you to start doing nails. Oh, I need nail glue, I need artificial nails, I need nail color, nail polish, I need this and that. You know, like, get to understand the basic things you need for you to start. Don't just rush yourself because, oh, once I start this, I'll make money. No, you will crash. And when you crash, you'll be frustrated. And you will not even be patient enough to dust yourself up, pick yourself up, and get going again. Yeah, so I really feel like being impatient will crowd your judgment, will cause you to be ungrateful for what you have now, and may cause you to stumble in the middle of the way because you may not have paid close attention to what's really going on. I feel like I should be patient with myself because patience allows for things to mature, you know. Like when you are patient, you how can I best put this? You know, the example of you plant something and then you keep watering it until such a point when it can actually produce something for you in return. That's what I mean by patience causes things to mature. Like, you have to be patient enough with yourself. For example, you endeavor into a business. You are hoping after 2 months you're gonna make a 5,000. After 2 months you happen to make a 2,500. Instead of beating yourself down, see the mistakes you made, get to understand what you did wrong, pick yourself up, and try to do things better than before so that in the next 2 months, you can actually achieve that 5,000. That is also about being patient with yourself and being able to rethink and regroup, you know what I mean? And then being patient enough with yourself to understand that, oh, there are certain things that may have caused me to fail now, will help you to grow maturity in that area. One thing we should understand, especially as young people, is that it takes time to build something that is good, that is strong, that is lasting. It takes time for you to build a business. You can be in business for 2 years and it can collapse. There are people who've been in business for years and it has collapsed. You know, so you really need to be one who is willing to get back up from a setback. And that is all about being patient with yourself. Sometimes we beat ourselves down so much that we make it hard for ourselves to move forward, you know. So yeah, basically, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Learn to be patient with yourself, think things through, understand what you're getting into, prepare for it, get into it. When you fall down, dust yourself, get up, keep going, look at the mistakes you've made, do better, things like that. And then the other thing you would do is to help you to stay focused is whenever you're trying to work towards something, break it down. Have to my mini goals of the main goal, so that you're ticking them, so that whenever you fall down, whenever you reach an obstacle, you can look at the things you've achieved and how far away from the start line you are, and you're like, oh wow, I've done quite well, actually I should keep going. So that's basically it. Be patient with yourself, people. I've learned to be, and I'm still learning to be in certain areas, and it's really helped me to do things in a more well-organized way, because I've learned to be like, because being patient with yourself helps you to see that, okay, I'm not ready to get into this. The times when I've wanted to get into a certain thing, a business idea or whatever, and I was not ready for it, maybe financially or mentally, or my understanding of that thing, and I'll be like, okay, chill, are you going to get into this stock? How much do you know about this? Ask myself a few questions and be like, I'm not ready to get into it right now. Let me do a bit more background work, so when I get into it, I can do better. So that's that on today's video. I hope it's going to be helpful to you. I hope you're going to learn to be more patient with yourself and get to understand how to deal with life better, with getting into things, with the progress you've made, with your failures and your mistakes and all of that. Just sometimes it's good getting to understand that you will fall, you will make mistakes, it will be your fault that something didn't go well, but being gracious enough to allow yourself to get back up and just push yourself to do it again is good. Don't slip into depression because you failed to do something. Take lessons from it and move forward, really. Yeah, so God loves you, and bye.